Morning, y'all. Good Sunday to you. Mr. Yambi here. Yesterday I was watching a documentary about Google and the massive computing power of their data center. It was a showcase of how Google was the most and biggest super computing power of the world. Undeniably the most powerful company in the world. So impressive. I mean, they have data centers, specialists, networking, like unmatched. Not Amazon, not any other of these companies can even pretend to begin to challenge Google in terms of data centers and computer power. These guys are the freaking best. That's not my problem. I looked at the documentary and realized that the undertone, like the purpose of the documentary was to show that there was this kind of big blue superpower computing company that was more powerful than nations could make and break kings. It was unmatched, could do what it wanted, how it wanted, and nobody had anything to say about it. At least that's the undertone I perceived from the documentary. And I wondered, why so much arrogance? I mean, didn't Google learn a lesson from the past, from the history of computing? Didn't any of these so-called tech giants learn anything from what happened to their elders back then? Apparently, they seem to think that we have reached some sort of computing limit, whereas they allow themselves to become arrogant. I've been watching a lot of reports detailing unethical behaviors from these giant tech companies. Breach of privacy, security, unethical pushing content to people that they do not necessarily want to watch because they now feel like the moral arbiters of the world. I remember reading back in the days, my wife's life. I remember reading back in the days something like Google was maybe the closest thing to a deity that man had ever invented. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the arrogance? Calling themselves gods, literally. They believe that they are gods. They handle so much traffic, petabytes amounts of data, and they think that we've done it. We've created logos on earth, paradise. Everything can be controlled through these machines. We can tell and know whatever we want, however we want, and we are almighty. At least that's what they think. And it makes them arrogant. It makes them freaking arrogant. I mean, these tech giants, they seem to ignore a very important law of computing. Not just of computing, of the underlying reality to computing. The moment you become arrogant, or at least the moment your customers start perceiving you as arrogant, is the moment your end begins. Let's get back in history a little bit, like 50 years ago. There used to be a big company called IBM. IBM was unchallenged, unmatched, complete, colossus. It was a nation of its own with its own culture. Nobody had ever seen something so powerful than IBM. It dominated the entirety of the landscape with giant computers, just like Google today. It has so much computing power, the best engineers. But they failed. And they didn't fail at the hand of another giant corporation. They failed at the hand of teenagers. Teen fucking agers. IBM as a computing monster with all its might and arrogance was defeated by a couple of teenagers because of a simple industrial revolution called the tech chip, the microprocessing chip, and it was put on its knees. The big blue giant was made socially irrelevant by a bunch of teenagers. Now, warning from the past. This is a message I'm giving you, big tech. Big tech from the San Francisco area, Silicon Valley. All of you guys. Those who don't learn from the past are condemned to repeat the past. You don't learn what happened to the big techs of the past, you will meet the same fate. Today, Google prides itself to its computing and bandwidth capacity. But let me tell you this, and this is a prediction, take it to the bank, by Mr. Liambi, August 18th, 2019. In a not so long future, you who's watching me from your little home computer, or even your little home phone, will have in the palm of your hands the entire computing capacity of all Google is today.